It's on. We're back. It's rest-based training, one of my favourite classes to teach. This is my first one on the new platform. It seems like July's been here for ages already, but this is it. This is our first one. I'm excited about it. I've missed it. I've been doing my own training actually. I've been pretty good as it goes because you kind of go in, I think, when you're at home and you can't get to the gym because that's my space where I do work. I go there to work. When I'm at home, I struggle, and this motivates me, but I've actually been loads better last couple of weeks. Because I've found some new stuff to train. All inspired again, which is making me want to do it. So hopefully this will make you want to join in and do your thing. It's rest-based training, which means you rest when you need to. And I make a huge big deal. I try and really hammer the point home that this is your workout and you change it to make it fit for you and what you've got going on and what you can achieve and what your body is good for. So if I'm doing jump squats and it hurts your knees, you're not doing jump squats. No way. Why would you do that? It hurts your knees. You're not getting, there's got to be a reason why you're doing each exercise. And I'll try and give you a good reason for each exercise, but you've got to pick the version of the exercise that works for you, and we work for 1 minute per exercise to your maximum potential. So when you burn out, you stop and you just rest and you shake it off for a bit and you join back in again when you can go again. If the minute moves on, we're on to the next exercise and you just keep going and keep going. So it's 2 10-minute circuits. We'll change the circuit a little bit each time for both of them. Let's try and have fun. Let's try and enjoy ourselves and work out what we are good for. We're going to start with, and do this with me while we warm up and I go through the exercises. So we're going to go for a back lunge to high knee. It's one of my favourite ways to do lunges because it teaches us a little bit about balance, and I think balance is so important and it's something that we can train. It's a thing that you can improve on. So balance on one foot for me and just show me that you can balance on one foot. Your head goes over the top of your standing foot. If that's there, then you're probably going to evenly spread out the rest of your torso over the balance point so it makes it easy to balance. We swing this back, drop your back knee and drive this knee up. Drop back knee and drive this knee up. Drop this back knee and drive the knee up. You'll hear me say all the time when I talk about balance, movement is balance. When you walk, you bounce on one foot for a bit, but because you're moving and you're going to land somewhere else, you just keep moving and you keep your balance. Let's try that on the other foot and think about that. That if I stop, then I'll probably wobble. If I go here and then think about it, and my hips start going out, my torso, my hips go out, my head comes the other way, I might lose my balance. But if I just go into this next rep, I'm much more likely to be able to keep the movement going and keep balancing. And remember to rest when you need to. If you really can't do that, really try and do it holding on to something and like almost lift yourself up, look. So I'm still doing the movement, but that hand on the sofa is like pushing down to help me get it going. And you've got to pick which way is best for you. Then we're going into mountain climbers. I like mountain climbers, but I want to make sure that you're doing them like this. And I think this is good for everyone. You might need to elevate a little bit if you can't hold your body weight on your wrists. Then just pick yourself up onto the side of the sofa or something. But the important bit is your thigh comes to your belly, not heel to bum. Sometimes when I get people to do mountain climbers, they do this. That isn't it. It's this. Knees coming into your chest and pushing the floor away like you're really trying to push the floor away as much as you can. Try to drive your knee in. The speed you do these is completely up to you. If you're doing kind of fast like I just did, like that, that's fine. But look how this foot is off the floor as I come forwards. If you can't do that, I want to see them like this, where you try and confirm this good quality plank position where you're tensing your bum by squeezing your bum muscle on the back leg. We'll talk more about them as we go. Then we're going into press-ups where we're going to go do a little pulse at the bottom. Your press-ups are your press-ups, they're not my press-ups. So I'm going to be doing this like this. I go down, up halfway, back down, all the way up. Down, up halfway, down, all the way up. And I'm just trying to pour a little bit more tension into that bottom part so that we can get a bit stronger in this space here. You can do these on your knees, so you might go like this. Or you might do them elevated on the side of your sofa or a chair or something where you'd go like that. Any of those are fine. And then we're going to go into some shoulder stuff, and we're trying to train the rear of our shoulders doing this. Because gravity is pointing down, it's a little bit of the whole deltoid pushing up, but I want you to pull your hands back. So go hands overhead first, pull your hands back, try and touch the back wall without letting your lower back do this. Try and touch the back wall, do a shoulder press, and then swing your arms down. Shoulder press, and swing your arms down. When you swing your arms down, I want you to try and touch the back wall all the way. So look how my hands are reaching right back here. It's here, it's not this. Because that's just in mid-range. I don't want it in mid-range. I want it right back there, the back of your shoulders. If your shoulders hurt, avoid pain by doing a little map of safe movement, and that's your stuff. All right, I've talked enough. Let's get to some action. We've got 10 seconds, minute on each leg on these back lunge to high knee. Hold on something if you have to, but try and train this balance. So, goes back knee down, drive this knee up. The rotation in your torso from thoracic spine is helpful so much for this. Rotational tension and rotational strength can really help us to tie in our whole body with what we do. And whenever we do lunges, I try and get you to look at my hips and look at the path that they follow. So from here, imagine like drawing a line down from the ceiling, a line down over my knee, my hips pop forwards, and that hip drive is what I'm after. And this little rotation, so your opposite elbow comes to your knee. So as this knee comes up, this opposite elbow punches forwards, and that should help you with balance. Look at where my head is. Over the top of my front foot, I drive up, and that keeps my balance. Okay, other leg. Swapping legs, take a step back, and drive this knee up, and get this hip flexor to work. Think about what these hip flexors do. If we're going to run, which we're not because we're in my front room, then hip flexors are such a big part of it. But they work a lot on momentum. I want you to just have strong hip flexors so that you don't have to swing your leg from back here to get this up. You're in control of this hip flexor doing its job. And look at this balance. Work out how to balance so your head is over the top of your front foot. Your hips will pop over, I promise. But that balance is a language. Once you get it, it becomes immovable. You can't shift this. If this back knee stays shallow, I don't mind. I don't mind if it's a bit like this, where you don't actually lunge down. If that's what you've got, that's what you've got. Okay, mountain climbers. Remember, these are your mountain climbers. Pushing your chest away and getting your knee to try and touch your chin. Try to get that knee as far forwards as you can. You can do the easier option, which is on the side of the sofa. And see this shape here? It's that landing I'm after. That calf muscle is holding, your ankle is sturdy. So when you punch forwards, ankle stays sturdy and you can get this shape. We're doing press-ups after this. Tensing your bum. Every time that leg shoots back, it's your hip pushing that leg back. Okay, press-ups, and we're going to do a little pulse at the bottom. So push your fingertips down, come down halfway up, halfway, all the way down, all the way up. Down, halfway up, down, all the way up. Down, halfway up, down, all the way up. Keep pushing fingertips down as hard as you can. Make your fingertips, make your wrist a structure that can't give up. It's tiring. So, if your wrists hurt when you're doing these, then you can do them on the side of the sofa. Just lift yourself up, but try not to let your elbows flare out. try and keep your elbows reasonably tucked in. You don't have to touch your ribs, but you need to be kind of close. And I find that gives you a bit of a better space to work, trains your triceps a bit more. Let's do one more. Yes. There we go. What did I say we're doing next? Then we're back to the beginning, so back lunge to high knee. So coming back, drive this knee up, back, drive this knee up. Oh no, sorry, shoulders, sorry. With those hands down, shoulder press, with those arms down, and shoulder press. So, trying to touch the back wall as you do these. Move slow and feel every millimetre. So none of it is just free fall. None of it is a rest until you actually rest. That is what we are after. So if I come a bit closer. So look and imagine the back of my shoulders performing as I do this shoulder press and as I pull my arms back. Ah, well done. Natasha, I'm glad you're paying attention. There we go. All right. Now we're back to the beginning. Now we're back to these lunges. So take a step back, drive this knee up and use your hips. And it's making a team out of these muscles. That's it. Rotation through the torso. Keep driving these hips hard up and keep using all of the power of these hips popping forwards. You do this little rotation in your torso every time. Nice. Keep it going. Little rests when you need. Get your breath back, and it doesn't matter what makes you rest. If it's the cardio side of it, if you get out of breath, rest. If your muscles get lactic acid build up, rest. And jump back in when you can. You know, if you do workouts that just make your heartbeat like this all the time, they're a good workout, but what are you training for? What are you actually trying to do? If you're just trying to burn some calories, I find this amount of out of breath where I can still talk, I can have a little rest, I keep going, and if I come back again and do it again tomorrow, I still feel good, and I always feel good. I don't like killing myself. I don't see the point. If I'm testing or competing, I can go to that place and I quite enjoy it when I do. But for the most part, I'm much better and I progress better and I do it more if I keep in this comfortable, out of breath, a little bit of lactic acid, working out where my limit is. That is the thing that makes me come back more, because I enjoy it. It makes me come back. That's way better than killing yourself off so that you hate it. Remember, you can change these, but make sure this knee is as far forwards as it possibly can go. Keep pushing chest away. Keep pushing fingertips down. Oh, mountain climbers make me tired. You can rest. I'm resting. It's fine. Take it easy. I always want you to be able to come back again tomorrow. I'm after you doing good work, feeling good about yourself, but progressing without hitting that like absolute failure. As much as it's nice to get press-ups, nice to be in that like mindset that you can push through anything. But I think you've got to be able to get there. And getting there is where all the good work is. And for sure, should be getting to the point where you're squeezing out one last rep and then resting. That's good quality work. That's smart. And that makes sense. Sorry, a little bit of, hopefully that battery lasts. So you're trying to progress, you're trying to push yourself just a little bit further every time you work out.
You're not trying to reinvent exercise and break records every single time. I promise you that everyone who competes, everyone who's won a gold medal, when they train, shoulders, when they train hard, but it's not till there's nothing left in the tank. It's not till they're like falling down on the floor and they haven't got anything left because they've got training again tomorrow, or maybe even the day after that, but they aren't training to kill themselves every time. And some of you, I'm preaching to converted, maybe you do already hold back a bit and you can't quite find that extra bit that you think you should have to get the results to push further. I think you are. I think as long as you consistently train, unless you're doing something really easy, like you come in and you pick up the lightest dumbbells and you do this and it looks like this, then there's no connection, there's no effort. Force, there we go. Force is the language of cells. That's us for this circuit. Force is the language of cells. So if we're going to change ourselves at a cellular level, which means that we lose weight, we get stronger, we get hypertrophy, we improve our joints, then you need to have some force. There's got to be some learning, there's got to be some pushing. But that doesn't mean that it's got to be so that you heighten the risk of injury by hurting yourself. There's this little sweet spot in the middle for me, and I think I'm good at finding it for clients that have just got enough that they can push a bit further, but they always finish happy, never finish killed off. I don't think there's much good in that. Okay, let's get into this next one. Do this with me and have a little practice, and we'll work out which exercise are going to work for you. We're going to do some little jump squats where I'm not bothered about the actual jump. I'm bothered about the landing. I want you to be able to control your landing. So sit into a squat, come up fast and slow down. Come up fast and slow down. See how I'm kind of up into a jump, but I'm not actually like jumping like big jumps like this, which are a different thing. I'm after your eccentric loading, where you can cushion your landing and drive up, cushion your landing and drive up. Make a little bit of tension in your belly. I always find that bending an invisible bar helps me to find that bit of strength there. Then, very similar to the last one's lunge. This time we're going to go for leg kicks. It's more balance really. I'm training balance with you. Take a step back and just plant the floor, kick your leg, plant the floor, kick your leg, plant the floor, kick your leg. If you get good at this, then I want you to do it just balancing and working out how to wrap your heel up to your bum and kick that leg. That's the hard version. This is the easy version. And work out the balance, minute on each leg of them. They're harder than they should be. They're quite tough. And then we're going to go for downward dog press ups. So heels down, hips up, stretching your hamstrings. Go tiptoes, bring your nose as far forward as you can and back up. Tiptoes, nose as far forward as you can and back up. Every time you come back up, it's a little hamstring stretch. And then we're going to go for some slow and steady elbow to opposite knee, bicycle crunches. They get called all kinds of different things, but you're lying down on your back into this position here. I want you to squeeze your elbow as close to your knee as you can. Go to the other side, squeeze elbow to knee and squeeze elbow to knee. I want you to hone in on how you can create tension in this position here when you're lying down. So you like squeeze and squeeze. They're quite good stood up as well actually, those. All right, let's get into it. Enough talking. So we're doing squats first. Little jump if you can. If you can't, then obviously you're just doing normal squats. You can even use the sofa if you have to, if you need to do little box squats like this to keep your torso upright, especially if you're in the camp that likes to squat like this with a good morning. Keep your chest upright and try and slow down this landing. Little jump and slow down this landing. I want you to feel the structure. Feel how your whole leg can understand how to sync onto your heels and back up. And when I say sink onto your heels, it just means your heels are touching the floor, not that you squat just on your heels, because that's silly. Toes are a big part of your squatting movement. Your whole footprint, a big part of your squatting movement. Slow down this landing every time. Really practicing like ninja landings, really, where you can soak up the floor, and every time you land, you can make it silent. There we go. Okay. Take a step back, kick this leg up, take a step back, kick this leg up, and work out your balance. And then if you get good at it, do a whole minute of this kicking your leg and working out how to keep this momentum going. And look at my balance, and look at my torso, look at my arms, doing this opposing swing that keeps me balanced. And it's hard. It gets out of breath. Hip flexors get a bit of work. Try and feel how the muscles in your belly are helping with this rotation. Look at my chest, it's turning. Every time I kick back up, my abs are on. And this is us training our ankle. Our standing foot, swap legs, is a structure. Remember, this version is just as good if this is what you've got. If you can't string together these, it's fine. Did you see how I wobbled? And I didn't stop. It didn't stop me. I did a little bit of a lean over to one side and I brought it back by understanding the language of balance, that I can get this swing to be down and hip flexor. Come on. Yes. See how I brought it back without stopping? It's all right to wobble. It's fine. Come on, left leg. Oh, it's tiring. Left leg is definitely not as good at that. If you run a lot, this is a good exercise to kind of check in to see what momentum you can make on your weaker side. So you might find that you run very heavy on one side. There we go. It's downward facing dog press ups. So get into downward facing dog, heels down, hips up, tiptoes, and bring your head as far forwards as you can, and then scoop all the way back, head in between biceps. Tiptoes, head as far forwards as you can, scoop all the way back. I use this for practice to be able to do bent arm handstands like that. See how this is a similar shape, similar way of loading up my shoulders. I'm looking for shoulder end range. Every time I go back, I'm looking for this squeeze into more shoulder end range every time. That's it. Look for hamstring stretch. Oh, come on, that's a hard one. Okay, lying down on your back, elbow to opposite knee with a bit of a squeeze. So, slow these down. Do a crunch, elbow to opposite knee, squeeze, elbow to opposite knee, squeeze, elbow to opposite knee, squeeze. And try and create as much tension in this rotation. And it comes from your hips, comes from hip flexors again that keep showing up. And this ability to rotate through your thoracic spine is a strong core. We need it to be able to move more, I think, than we need it to be able to do plank and to be able to resist movement. These muscles here are much better being able to snap on and create torque and create this ability to be in any shape and be able to be strong. Okay, squats with this little jump. If jumps aren't in your repertoire, don't turn this off. Don't sack it off because jumps are hard for you. Change it. Change it to the easiest option, which is fine. And just work out how to tense your bum, tense your belly at the top, and find what you're good at. Find where you can perform. Because that's really all I'm after, is your best performance where you're in control. It's all well and good going to an exercise class and getting dragged through a workout, kicking and screaming, and it makes you work so much harder. But what's more powerful is giving you that power, giving you the ability to flick that switch in your head and be like, I'm going to work to my potential and understand how I can push myself a little bit further into these kicks. And we're practicing balance. That's really what this is. As much as it's about this hip joint and your core and turning, I want it to be about this standing foot getting good at balance. And if you get good at this, I want to see it like this, when you like hit the floor with your hands as you swing past. And it lifts me up. When I get a good one, I lift up onto my toes. But every time I land, my body knows the language of balance. So I can just soak this up and hit the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And it's supposed to be tough. Don't look at me if you're struggling and be like, it's impossible, I can't perform like that. It's fine. I didn't just do this automatically. I wasn't born out of the womb like this. The movements that I've done, kicking a football around as a kid for hours on end, gave me that ability to swing my leg around. Maybe you haven't kicked a ball that many times. Your balance isn't that good because you've never practiced it. It's tough. Because I've been swinging this leg around, I can feel it tired. Come on. I'm very right-footed football as well, so I'm definitely not as good at swinging this leg. Doesn't know that plan, but tying in the top half of your body's ability into downward dog press-ups, ability to mirror what's happening on your lower body will help you to get more efficient at exercises, to get stronger, to be able to understand how to control your body more. And that is really, for all clients, is my goal, is to get you to be able to control your body more. And if it's weight loss that you're after, you can't just exercise and only do weight loss. It doesn't work like that. You're doing specific stuff for your joints. No matter what exercise you do, whether you're doing Zumba or whether you're running or whether you're getting on a load of exercise machines, doing circuits like this, you're training skills. No matter what, you are teaching your body how to do the movement. And there's power in that. And there's longevity to make you come back to the exercises by trying to understand where your body is working and what muscles you're using, and thinking about them and connecting to them on a neuromuscular level will help you to be able to get better at using these said muscles. So right now, every time my elbow touches my knee, I'm all on here. I can feel rotation. I can feel my body controlling it. It's your handwriting. If you can write really neatly when you have to, you tune in and you do good stuff and you really try to get that handwriting to be good. We're nearly there now. That is us. We did it. My battery clung on barely, but that's all right. So let's just have a little run through of what we did there. We did some slow, steady stuff. We did some plyometric stuff. I want you to realise what the difference is and how the slow, steady stuff feeds the fast stuff. You've got to be able to do the movements slow and steady and tune into them to really understand them before you can do them at pace. If you can't quite squat very well yet, it's fine, we're just learning. You're going to get there with practice and by keeping turning up. But maybe squat jumps aren't there for you because you soak up the landing and you haven't got it where there isn't that landing to soak up. We need to improve. We need to all improve. And that's not to say you're missing something particularly, because we're all different. You've got to work out what you've got, start with that and improve it. And your exercise choices, especially across the magic of this where I can't see you face to face, I really like this, teaching you to have power, to really understand what you can do and push it. So if you try the harder version and the wheels fall off, you can go to the easier version, it's fine. And then next time you try it, you get it, you know that that's improved. And that helps with the fitness, with the weight loss, with everything. I think really believe in this understanding exercise and understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it and what is working and how we can tune that into other stuff. It's exciting for me. All right, I'm out. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow for calisthenics skills. I'm excited about that one as well. I love teaching people skills like this. This is still teaching people skills, except tomorrow we've got focus on balancing on your hands. You know, to do handstands and headstands and cool stuff like that. Thank you so much. Thanks, Natasha. Cheers, Natalie. Yeah, a bit of a wobble, Natasha, but that's all right. Lactic acid, yes. Amazing. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.